Happy Sunday! So today the topic of conversation is all about play and playing with your dogs, because this is such a fantastic way to connect with them and also to build confidence for those of you who've got dogs that perhaps are a little bit lacking in confidence, or maybe they're getting elderly and you're looking at different ways to play as well. Now, play is one of the things that I'm going to be covering in my upcoming workshop, Freedom from Fireworks, start now, not November, because everyone always leaves it too late. And if you want to learn more about how I can help your dog if they are one that's struggling not just with fireworks but also noise, then do check out the links. I'll put them in the show notes, and actually I have just put, let me see, I'll put the links across the screen as well, so you can go and have a look and book onto the workshop as well. So obviously if you're listening on the podcast, it will all be in the show notes here. So if you're listening to this after the workshop's been done, then do check out the events as well, because I always do something every month, and I've also got replays available for a lot of the different workshops I do, particularly for anxious dogs. So playtime with your dog is much more than just throwing a ball or tugging on a rope. And obviously, as our dogs get older, and we should be really mindful about throwing those balls as well, because some of those repetitive activities can really cause stress and strain on the joints. Now, while toys are fantastic, true play is all about your bond that you've got together, and helping boost the confidence and providing essential mental and physical exercise. And you don't always need fancy gadgets. And sometimes the most rewarding and impactful play is just you and your dog and a little bit of creativity. So sometimes with just food and interaction as stars. And this is something that I do a lot with Rowan, and I'm sort of just pointing to Rowan, which obviously if you're listening to this, you can't see him, but he's a spaniel. He will retrieve and everything, but you know what he really loves? He loves hill work. He loves it if we start doing some fancy hill work, some hand touches, some spins and twists, and it's really, really reinforcing for him, and he just gets so much joy out of it. And it's something super easy. Now, my dog Bambi is more of a toy breed, and so although he will do some scent work and he will do we're working on his retrieve, it's not something that's natural to him. And so for him, play is very much more interactive, more cuddly, maybe scatter a few treats around the ground. And I've had to become quite inventive with my dog Seren, who is, well, pretty much completely deaf. I think she's completely deaf. She can hear some pips on a whistle, but and losing her sight. And so we're having to do a lot of real sort of scent work and touch interactions and there. So there's lots of different ways that you can do it, and it's always been really important to me, particularly because I've got disabled dogs, and so I've had to find other ways to play. So engaging your dog in diverse forms of play is really crucial for anxious dogs, because as I've said, it's a great one for boosting their confidence, but it's also going to help redirect their energy, build positive associations, and strengthen their trust in you. And so you're going to be becoming generating a much calmer and happier companion. So let's just cover a few little things. So find it and sniff it in games. So I love to do this because your dog's nose is their superpower, and engaging their sense of smell is so calming and mentally tiring, much more than just a physical run. So it makes find it games perfect for unwinding an overstimulated dog or an anxious one. So scatter feeding. So instead of just putting their meal maybe in a bowl, scattering some kibble or treats, dried treats, because I don't use kibble, but I do use dried meats and things like that, or liver fudge across sort of the grass or a snuffle mat or anything like that, and it makes it into a really fun little treasure hunt. And this is one of the things as well I do with my blind dog, in order for her to not be focused on things going around her. If I think she might react, we do a go sniff, and her nose is on the ground and she's looking for those treats. It's really, really great to help reduce anxiety and promote natural foraging behavior and mental enrichment. Now, you can do hide and seek as well. So you can start easy by letting your dog watch you hide a few tasty treats in obvious spots around the room. And as they get better, you make it more trickier and encouraging them to use their nose more. So one of the things I would often do is I would hide sort of treats or a chew somewhere in the garden and just say, find it, and just let them seek it out. And that's actually really good fun. Or I put treats in a little toilet roll hole, the empty toilet roll tubes and things like that. So that's really cool. And then obviously which hand, and hold a treat in one hand, in both closed hands, and then offer fists to both your dogs and let them sniff and nudge which to choose. So when they pick the right one, obviously they're going to get the treat. And so that really helps improve focus and teaches impulse control because you're waiting for the right hand. And it's a really simple thing to do. And all those things help with problem solving skills and boosting confidence as they succeed, and enhances your bond because you're sharing that activity. So interaction, so play that builds your bond, so play that directly involves you is really vital for strengthening your relationship and improving communication. And as I was saying about Rowan, with him loving to do sort of heel work, my blind dog is the same with that as well. So praise and petting play. So sometimes it's just simple as a pure joyful interaction. So get on their level, make an excited happy noise, offer some gentle scratches in their favorite spots, or just bask in their presence, just enjoy being with them. And I see too often people out for walks on their phones, not paying any attention to what their dog's doing. And in actual fact, I just posted a video yesterday. So we were at the beach on Thursday, I think it was, and my dog Sarah, we were chilling in the sand, and her long line had got caught round the stroller wheels. So I just unclipped her because we were just sat there chilling. And I've shared this video of what happened because she literally went behind me and was sniffing. So I wasn't worried. And then I literally looked around for her, literally about 5 seconds later, because I was watching on the video, and she's off. She's just going down towards the sea. She wasn't going after anything in particular. It wasn't like she'd seen something she wanted to go and find. She was just off. And I had to run and catch her. And she was very disorientated when I got her. And this is why elderly dogs go missing, because, they just can get really distracted so quickly. So do check out that video. So it's on all my social media. But, just interacting with them. There was a point to that. What was it? Yes, so just about interacting with your dog when you're out for a walk, to build that bond, and not just let them, do their own devices all the time, because they can go missing so easily, and whether they're young or old. And Seren's always had a brilliant recall, so make it clear that you're having fun with them, and do some sort of maybe chasing games. Some hide and seek is really good as well, because dogs love to chase, don't they? So if you can do a bit of running around, and get that interaction going with them, because this is really going to build your emotional connection and create positive associations with your presence, which means your recall is going to be so much better. And also little things like chase games, if you can do that, that's obviously going to burn some energy and build some confidence. And I will actually add that in with Rowan. We'll do some chase games, and we'll do some spins and twists. And today we ended up going out for a walk, and we went on a different way because I'd seen some fire. I had to call the fire brigade. So I was on a different path to try and tell them where they were, because I was across the river. Anyway, so Rowan was on a bit of path that I don't think he was comfortable on. And in order that I could get him to walk, what we did was we did a little bit of play. I crouched down. I did some little chasing. And so he was like, oh, this is just play. And so he followed me. And it was because we were actually approaching the road, albeit it was above us on the bridge. So follow me is another one. So nice, safe and closed space, secure field or your garden, playfully move around, changing directions and encouraging your dog to follow your movements. So that's pretty much what I was doing with Rowan today. So again, it's going to help with focus, reinforces attention on you, which is great for, outdoor distractions. So like the traffic that I was talking about today that he didn't want to go near. And then, of course, as I said, hide and seek. I love this. This is so much fun. So to duck behind a tree when your dog's not looking, or a little bit of furniture, and then just call them, and so that they find you. And again, it's going to keep them engaged in you, because you need to be more in exciting than them, and it's going to really help and keep their focus on you. So it's like dramatically going to improve their recall, and also boost their confidence, and reinforce that you're always a positive destination. So let's just look at some everyday things as well that we can use as playthings, because you don't need specific toys. There's so many things around the house as well. So towel tug, this is quite good. So you can actually roll up an old clean towel or a tea towel or something and make it into a game of tug. You can also, what I do is I like to hide treats in there, and I roll it over, like a burrito, and then they have to unwrap it. So this is a really nice thing as well. And it's a safe activity as well. Now, you could also do it with paper. You know, when you're getting, I just had an Amazon delivery and it was all packed with brown paper. So, I mean, that paper's great for wrapping up treats. And then they can do shredding, which is a really nice thing. It's a really self-soothing thing for them to do. And it offers a different texture for play. Now, cardboard fun, again, an empty, clean cardboard box with the tape removed, little treasure chest, hide some treats in there. You can get a few around the house, just tip them up and everything. And or just simply let them shred it if they, you know, as long as they're not eating it. It's a great way to have a safe outlet for destructive tendencies where they want to shred things and provide sensory enrichment. And can be so. For my dog Seren, she loves the inner tube of the toilet rolls. That's something she loves to do. She likes to shred them. So I actually have a bag in my bathroom where the empty toilet rolls go, and then I can always give her one because she loves it. First thing in the morning, as I literally sat on the loo, she always wants to have something, and she will spin. And she's actually got a poorly eye, which I think she's done because she's hit it in some way, but hopefully it's improving. But this is really self-soothing for her, and she's obviously been through a lot of things in the past couple of months because obviously I lost 2 of my dogs in May, and it's really hit her badly because one of the dogs was her really, really bestest, closest buddy, you know, real sister. And it's really been difficult. So this is really comforting for her. And then, you know, water play as well. So, I mean, my springers love water. So, you know, warm day, shallow pool, a sprinkler or slow trickling hose. If this is nice to them, it might be repelling for them. So, you know, it's only if it's nice for them and you can throw things. And I got a paddling pool. It was funny because a video came up on my memories a couple of weeks ago. I got a paddling pool. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, but I'm so excited. I've got a paddling pool because I kept thinking I will get a paddling pool. I don't think it was last year because last year we didn't really get a summer. It must have been the year before. But anyway, got this paddling pool in the garden. Super excited. Not one springer went in it. Not one. So I'm throwing some toys in it. None of my springers went to get it. Now, these are dogs that will go in rivers. They love to go in the water, but no one went in the pool. I'm literally like throwing some treats in and they're leaning over as far as they can to get the treat that won't go in the pool. It was just a complete waste of time and money. It was such a shame. But obviously, this is a great opportunity, little pool if they will go in for cooling down, and a really different sensory input as well. A great energy burner for dogs who love water. I mean, one of the things my dogs love to do, which is an everyday thing, is they like to dig in the garden. So there's 2 distinct patches in my garden where they've built dens, and it's very reinforcing for them, and they go out and they just like to dig. And then obviously, as I've already said, the toilet roll, paper, but other things, and paper towels, and other things you can do is actually, like I said, you can put the treats in, fold them over, and it's just so easy to do. And, you know, I mean, certainly with all Amazon deliveries, there's always boxes and things that you can use with this, and you can do a box in a box in a box. So some ideas there. So remember, the goal of the play is to have fun together and strengthen your relationship. So do keep sessions short and positive and always end on a high note. I've done a few videos on my YouTube channel, which has some play tips in it. I think it's in the playlist training tips. Where my YouTube channel is, obviously if you're watching on YouTube, you know this, but if you're watching on Facebook or listening on my podcast, it is at Who Paws Wins. So by diversifying your playtime, you're not just entertaining your dog, you're building their confidence. And this is so crucial to help reduce anxiety and create a deeper, more powerful bond. So don't forget the fireworks, Freedom from Fireworks, Start Now Not November workshop. Do check that out, or another workshop that I have on if you're listening to this later. I do one-on-one behavior consultations as well. So if your dog is stressing you out, I help pet owners one-on-one to help their dog have more confidence and learn to relax. So message me via the links at in the show notes. Or if you want to get my canine calming kit, because you prefer a more DIY approach, I've got a kit with access to my members course and offers behavioral help as well, and a full section on play, expert essential oil advice, full instructions, and a plan to get you started. So you can get that by popping to my store. If you've got any questions, don't forget to let me know what they are and I'll answer them. And I would love to know what you want to learn about, because it's really important to me that I create content that people want to listen to. And if you've enjoyed this, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit the follow button or the subscribe button, depending what platform you're on. And please share it as well. And if you'd give me a 5-star review, I would really appreciate it. Don't forget the workshop that's coming up, and stay safe, stay well. Bye.